Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I have some BF109 G2 gameplay for you. Now it's been about 4 months since I have put a gameplay video up of this plane. Kind of the reason why I'm doing this is because I still have some leftover footage of the actual G2, and I kind of decided, you know what, let's just use it because it is quite nice gameplay footage, so it would be a shame if I wouldn't use it. Now, today we are fighting against the Russians. Don't actually know what map this is. It's been quite a while since I've played this game. It's quite old, I think it's at least 2 patches ago, but that doesn't matter because right in front of us there is a PA right now. I do have gun pods loaded like usual on the G2, and well, let's just say they make short work of just about anything you shoot at. Now, with the speed that I gained from that dive on the PE-8, I managed to zoom climb up very rapidly. We did gain a lot of speed, around 700 kilometers an hour, and, well, the 109 is just pretty good at gaining back its altitude after a dive. Now, I see a Yak-9 incoming, so I just get my guns on and give him a little burst. Don't get any critical damage, but that doesn't matter. See another Yak incoming, do the same with him, and I do actually manage to get a nice crit there. Now, I do notice that the Yak from before is back on my 6. Now, I'm not too worried about him because he's not gaining real ground very fast, and I actually see that the Yak-9 that I crit earlier is going to actually be going down, so that is going to make my job with these 2 Yaks a little easier, because a 3-on-1 fight, I probably wouldn't have made it out alive. Now, a 2-on-1 fight is not very beneficial for you either, but at least you can make it work. Now, the Yak-3 was gaining on me rapidly, so I do make a defensive turn here. I evade the Yak and try and go back up after the Yak-3, but he turns into me. So I go back down on him, try and get some gun solutions on him. I actually get a gun solution on the Yak-9, so I fruitfully tried to take it. Didn't really get anything, which was a bit disappointing for me at the time. Now, I'm going up after the Yak-3, but the Yak-3 has a lot more energy than me, and I'm actually kind of lucky that this Yak also did the same thing, because if the Yak had already gained speed earlier, he might have been able to get a gun solution on me earlier, and maybe right now then I would have had 2 guys on my 6 instead of just 1. Now, this guy is actually very fast, and he's actually faster than me, but for some reason he decides to break off the attack. Now the other Yak is coming back on me. I just do some defensive rolling and try and get him to overshoot with the careful manipulation of the throttle. I get a gun solution on him, get a very nice kill. I notice that the other Yak is coming back, and to be honest, he really should have been able to kill me here because I am on too low energy to actually properly evade him. But he doesn't actually manage to get any critical damage on me, so I go back up after him and get a very nice kill on him too. Now, as you will notice, the sky seems a little bit empty, and as I take a look at the scoreboard, I actually notice that I'm it. I am the only guy left against 3 other people. Now, there is good news because 2 of them are spotted. One of them is a Yak-9 and the other is an IL-2, and they're both below me, so that is quite a lucky break. But right now, actually, the Yak-9 will crash at some point, and I will be looking for him because I actually didn't realize he crashed at the time. So I'll be coming back to you once the action resumes. So we are now right above the IL-2. We're just going to dive on him. He doesn't really seem to notice or bother with me getting close. I do notice that he has a gunner in the back, so I do turn away in the end, but to be honest, he didn't really stand much of a chance. Now, this is going to be a little awkward because I'm going to have to jump cut again because the P-8 had just landed and I had just taken off again to go back to the battle zone, and I kind of have to wait a little bit because he will be a little hesitant to go back into the battlefield with me around, but in the end he does actually go for it, so I just have to fly around and wait for that a little bit. So now that we are back, we are going to be engaging the PE-8. Now, I'm going to be coming from above with high speed because I kind of need it, because I actually ran out of ammo for my gun pods. And to take down a P8, I mean, a 120mm is most definitely enough. It's just you probably need a bit more passes, unless you want to sit right behind him, which I wouldn't advise because he does have 20mm rear defensive gunners. So out of that speed I just gained from the dive, I zoom back up, fly next to him, and I'm just gonna just try and get back in front of him because a P8 is actually quite a fast bomber. Now, the reason why I want to really get in front of him is to minimize the chances of me getting hit by him, because that only allows his top gunner to shoot at me instead of the top and, for example, tail gunner or the top and nose gunner. Which, to be honest, the Russian defensive guns are actually not bad. I would rate them the second best in the game, apart from 50 cals. Now we're going to go back down on him. We flew a little bit in front of him, and I'm just going to be peppering his right wing. I do actually get some nice hits in on him. The first engagement that I had with him, I also peppered his right wing, and that's where I want to now focus the damage on. And I kind of do need to conserve my shots at this point because I only have 19 left. And I really don't want to have to try and take out a bomber, a heavy bomber, with only 7.92mm machine guns. I mean, at that point, you really have to start focusing on the engines and hope for a lucky fire. Or if you know where the fuel tanks are, maybe shoot them there. Now, I did already pepper his fuel tanks. I, at this point, guess that 2 of them are leaking. But as you see me do again, I go in front of him because I want to give him as little of a window of opportunity to shoot at me as possible. So I come back down on him, and at this point he's even dropping his bombs because he can't really do anything. And I actually managed to saw off his wing, and in the end it was not actually the 20mm that sawed it off, but they were actually the 7.92s because of the accumulated damage in the end. So that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.